Hi everyone. It's Tuesday and it's 7:10, and so I am just checking in with everyone to see how your week went. I hope that it went well. I was hoping to have a guest on this evening, but our connections weren't lining up. So hopefully next week and the following weeks after. I think it's important to bring people on so that we can get a wide array of what people are feeling, questions, and things like that that they may have on different topics. So, just following up from last week, I know that education and students through e-learning was a big part of our conversation. Hi, Caleb. So I wanted just to follow up on some calls that I had last week and over the weekend, talking to educators, asking them what their obstacles that they feel that they were hitting and those that things that were going really well. And so I talked to a special educator, and she just was just a breath of fresh air. Special ed kids and their needs are can be quite challenging in the classroom. And when you go to an e-learning and you're not quite expecting it, I'm sure that it was very difficult for her at first, but just in talking with her and what she has done thus far with her students is really quite remarkable and inspiring. She has put together a curriculum through e-learning for her middle schoolers that are special ed, and she was able to put together a text format for parents to stay engaged so that they can check in at any time. And then they also know what's coming up as far as her lesson plans. She's brought together her therapists, occupational and speech, putting together YouTube videos so that the students are able then to connect that way. So it's visual learning, it's hearing. So really, what a remarkable thing to have for these young people to feel engaged, to do the Zoom meetings once a week as well to connect so that they see their teachers. Um, Really, really great. And the lesson that we need to learn from this is that when we put in the hands of professionals, they can adapt. They can do great things, and I really appreciate their efforts in such a very challenging time for them. There could be instances where people just want to crumble up and not try to figure things out, and the teachers that I've talked to, the teacher aides, everybody has first and foremost, the young people in this district, they have them in mind and they want to provide the very best education for them. So that's really awesome. And a big kudos and applause for you teachers out there that are working so hard in a venue in a environment that you're just not really used to. So I'm sure that you'll get through these next couple weeks as the school year is coming to an end. So let's see what else was on topic. There's a lot of resiliency in this district. People have been overwhelmingly very positive uh, in the instruction and the direction that Governor Pritzker and the Illinois Department of Health have put forth for Illinois. I have to commend them on how they are leading us. They are doing a great job, and they're taking it together, putting together facts and information from all kinds of sources to help figure this whole thing out. This is new for everybody. It's new for Governor Pritzker. It's new for Illinois Department of Health. And, you put together a great team and you try to get that cohesive message out there. And it's difficult. People are tired of being sheltered in place. But for the most part, the people that I've talked to have been very much positive. They want it. They want to make sure that they are staying healthy and that they've got the resources and the tools, but most importantly, the information to stay healthy. And I think that's very important. So today, if you haven't been on the news or haven't heard, Governor Pritzker did put forth together Restore Illinois plan, and I was able to take a brief look at it. And it goes out in phases, which seems to me the most responsible thing to do, if you think about it. So you'll want to read up on that, and you can go to illinois.gov and you can look for Rebuild Illinois. I'm sorry, Restore Illinois. And so that will give you the guidelines. So initially, he wants more testing done. And I think that that's definitely something that needs to be done so that we know where these hot spots are. He wants it to get to a level where you start to see those test results decreasing. Let's see. Hi to Mason, hi to Cindy, hi Susan. Yes, Cindy, you're right. We are on phase 2 right now. And that's important to know the phases. What's really commendable is that Governor Pritzker has listened and he's taken into account that the District of Illinois from Chicago to northwestern areas to downstate to central Illinois. You know, we all are different in our populations and things like that. So he's taking that into account. And for what I understand is that it's going to be, he's kind of divided the states into 5 districts, I believe. And as each of these districts are able to meet those benchmarks, then they will be able to move from the different phases. So it's going to look a lot different possibly in Chicago than it does over here in Northwest Illinois, as it does in Central Illinois, as it does in Southern Illinois. But the bottom line is we have to pay attention to what is we are needing to reach those benchmarks. And if we can do that, then we will see a healthier state of Illinois come out of this. Okay, so it still involves sheltering in place, going out if you need to. It involves, you know, that if you are out in the public, that you wear a mask, that you have social distancing. You do not want to be gathering in crowds. And so it's just important. Responsibility is key here. And I know that we can do that if we just follow the guidelines that are set forth by Governor Pritzker. So I have a question here from Natalia. Hi, Natalia. My college is planning on opening back up this fall, as well as making students wear masks and other safety measures. Do you think this is a good idea, or do you believe we should go online this fall? Well, again, depending on where your school is, if you're in Chicago or in a heavy populated area, I would say that they would probably be looking at doing online. I mean, I think that's the safest way, because social distancing, keeping yourself from contact or the risk of exposure is so important. If you think about one person each day has a minimum of 45 contacts, putting yourself on campus and increasing that risk of exposure just doesn't seem to make sense. So I would feel that if you know you are in a highly populated area, those schools should decide that they should do e-learning or online learning. Again, though, it's going to be up to the administrators for that, and hopefully them following Governor Pritzker's recommendations. Okay, Cindy says, it looks to me like we are in the district we are due to be, we're sandwiched between Iowa and Chicago. It does make sense. JB has used science and taken advice from professionals. Yes, exactly. I agree with you. He has some very smart people that are surrounding him and giving him the information that he needs. As someone in the social services, what are you seeing in the Sterling Rock Falls areas in terms of unemployment? Do you think Congress should do another $1,200 to each taxpayer? Hi, Porter. Yes, I believe that here in Sterling and Rock Falls, there is, I believe, a high unemployment rate going on. There's a lot of people that still have not been called back to work because of the order of shelter in place. And as we start to see those slowly be brought back up, who knows how long that's going to take. And so people are hurting, and a $1,200 stimulus check going to the right people. That's important. I think it needs to go to the right people that have actually been displaced by the COVID-19, that have zero or very little income coming in. You know, our unemployment benefits, I believe I've heard a lot of people have filed, and if they have filed, they have yet to receive. I'd like to hear back if anybody has been put on unemployment. Have they actually received any of their money? So Natalia, you're in downtown Chicago, so yeah, I think that you should probably look, and I'm sure that those administrators are going to be looking at doing an online curriculum for you. So, okay, so yes, a $1,200 for each taxpayer or those that have been displaced, Porter. You know, it's really important that the federal government puts their money where their mouth is, and that they help people that have actually been hit the hardest by that. So Matt, you says you make more unemployment than working with the stimulus. So Matt, you have gotten your unemployment check. Now you understand that you are making more because of the $600 that the federal government put in place, and that is for, I believe, an 8-week time. So I'm sure that when you get called back to work, that will be important that you resume that, so that you're part of the workforce and getting the state of Illinois back on its feet again. So, but I'm glad to hear that you have received you are receiving your unemployment benefits. That's very important, so that you can maintain, you know, paying your bills, your rent, putting gas in your car, groceries, feeding your family, etc. Those things all come due, not just once a month or once every 8 weeks. So let's see. I was reading about the Restore Illinois, and the Illinois Manufacturers Association is behind Governor Pritzker and his plan, which is good to hear. And I think one of the points that I took from the Restore Illinois plan was that should be based on averages. So not just looking at a day to day, you know, we've met that benchmark today, so tomorrow everything's going to be cleared up. You need to have the averages coming in. And so Governor Pritzker is looking at a 28-day window to get those benchmarks reached. And I think that's wise, because especially, you know, if there are those that aren't following the recommendations, wearing masks, or they're not social distancing, and they're gathering in groups of more than 10, then they are increasing their exposure risk and taking that to families and into the community. So you're going to probably see a lot of jumping up and down with that. Matt, I'm not sure how long the stimulus will go on. I believe it will be continued as the Congress sees how it's affecting the taxpayers, the people of the country. So let's see, what else was on the conversations? We talked about teachers doing such a great job. We talked about really a majority, I'd say a good 85 to 90% are in agreement with Governor Pritzker's handling of COVID-19, which I am in full agreement. He has shown great leadership, and it's important. He's continued his consistent message for Illinoisans, and that's really important, as well as the medical professionals from the Illinois Department of Health have done as well. Let's see here. Okay, so Brian, hi Brian, I'm seeing we may be facing a meat shortage. No, it keeps popping up, excuse me. Farmers are already struggling with tariffs, embargoes, and plunging prices. What can we do to help our farmers? Should people be looking at buying farm direct? Should we be looking at otherwise? You know, the farm direct, my family and I have been utilizing farm direct purchasing of our meat off and on over the last 30 years. I think that comes from growing up with my dad coming from a farm family. You know, they always had livestock on the farm, and it was just something that was a regular occurrence that we were able to purchase and send the cows or the hogs to slaughter, and then we would be able to get that meat processed and brought home and kept in the freezer. Um, you know, the thing that we need to really be concerned about, and we possibly will be seeing a meat shortage. You know, the Tyson plants have had a huge hit with Corona. Um, you know, they've had a lot of people hit with them and with that, and so they've had to reduce their staff, or their staff is sick, and exposing the other people, workers, to the virus is very scary, and it's irresponsible. We do need to, I would say, consider closing that down now, getting things in place so that meat can be processed to get to the food chain, and supply is very important as well. So farmers out there, if you're having difficulty, you know, and your regular buyers, you know, as citizens, could we, you know, have that opened up to us to do that direct meat buying? I think would be a great thing, and I believe the farmers would be thankful for that. I know that I'm actually getting ready to pick up our order in Chadwick this week, so it came in a very timely manner here. So I do believe that if we start to see meat shortages, or that they are predicting it, then the stores, I hope, will put in place some restrictions and keeping people limited to what they can buy, so that we're not hitting, you know, we're not getting through that hoarding of we did with the toilet paper and the sanitizer, you know, that people will be responsible to purchase what they can consume, and that way everybody has a chance for that. Let's see, Natalia. Do you think we should pay teachers more when students do? I'm sorry, this keeps jumping. Do you think we should pay teachers more when students do go back to in-school learning? If so, how much? The state of Illinois just passed a bill that increases the minimum wage for teachers starting out at $40,000, which I was very supportive of. I think it's very important. Our teachers are professionals, and they should not be forced to having second jobs just to be able to take care of their families. And a lot of teachers weren't even making ends meet. So we need to do that. The districts need to consider where their salary levels are. It is ultimately up to the taxpayers, you know, that we pay those teachers' salaries, and they earn it, every nickel of it. And I think that we need to phase that in, Natalia. That needs to be looked at by our administrators. So to say how much they should be getting, you know, again, I would be in support of looking at that and making sure that our teachers are compensated for the professionals that they are. Caleb, so for those still working but had to take a cut in hours and pay, do you think there needs to be a program implemented to help those affected? Yes, if you've had a reduction in your salary because of COVID and you've reduced hours, then you should be able to have a program that helps you supplement that, Caleb. And either that's through the, you know, having it be through the federal government to be able to increase that stream for you. That would be something definitely to be looking at. Okay, Marcella, I was at a local store on Sunday and 3 employees did not have on masks. Are they not supposed to be wearing them? Also, I left very disappointed. As of last Friday, Marcella, all workers out in public, when there are more people in an area, are supposed to be wearing masks. And that is for businesses, for employees, for patrons of those stores. You are to wear a mask. And the store does have the ability, through Governor Pritzker's recommendations, to not allow anybody into the establishment if they are not properly wearing the mask then. So, Cindy Michelle watching the Bulls. Hi, Sharon, you're watching the Bulls movie. Okay. Hi, Carlene, how are you? So this is going great, you guys. I've been, just to give you a heads up on the campaign, since I can't go door to door, I'm making calls every day, reaching out to the district, checking in on families, seeing what their concerns are, what their challenges are, what they think is going well, what's not going well, and just been having some great conversations. Looking, if you have some time on your hands and you love to chat with your neighbors and friends, let me know, and we'd love to have you come on board to be a volunteer and make some phone calls on behalf of the campaign as well. It's pretty easy to do. It's a little fun. So, maybe if you've got half an hour a week, you could probably hit about 10 to 15 people, and that would really help me out as well. So I think I've covered all the questions. I'm listening through Brian. My phone won't load. Okay. I said, you never know about technology, do you? So, oh, thanks, Cindy, for the plug. That's great. You're awesome. The thing that I want to leave, and I'll be cutting out here in a minute, the thing that I want to leave is, we are Illinoisans. We are stronger together. We need to take care of one another. I believe that is in our best interest. It makes our community stronger, and together we can get through this. So if you have questions before next Tuesday, you can message me through Messenger, or you can email me at padiallafd@live.com. So for now, I'm going to check this last new comment. And says the president, oh, Sarah, hi, Sarah. The president toured a mask factory today, but did not wear a mask. I say, so we support the businesses that assure their, yes, exactly. Marcel, what should one do when going into a business and employees do not have on masks? I would leave the establishment, and then I would call, or possibly call before you go in, and just say, are you requiring your employees to wear masks? And if they say no, then I would say I will be taking my business elsewhere. When things open up, back up, support the business that cared about your welfare over their profit. That's exactly right, Brian. And Cindy says, Macomb is using standard conservative talking points to rally per base, taking no consideration to the safety of the public. It's all about the dollar, money. That's why some companies and individuals are openly and aggressively going against their governor's direction. It's dangerous. Yeah, we need to be responsible. We need to just settle down and be patient and take in to the account what the professionals, what our governor is recommending, and follow that. So I know that's what I plan on doing, and I hope that together we can get through this and spread the word. I'll be back next Tuesday. So thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it.